KollinsPlays Feed the Beast Monster. Guten Tag, Minecraft fans, it's Collins. Ready for some more Feed the Beast. So I've been playing with a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of changes. I'm going to try to get through them all. Let's start off with this thing. Dynamometer, not a dynometer. Dynometers for like telescopes or something, microscopes. Dynamometer. It should put everything in this chest, and then I just have to assemble it in here. There we go. So now we got dynamometers, and it says it's crafting it, but if I stick them in here, it's all good, and it'll go in there. Alright, so I've been playing with those, smashed some more bedrock. I did make a second jetpack, so I have two bedrock jetpacks, and they're both full. I haven't been using them just because the hover mode's it's a little weird without hover mode to get used to. But maybe we'll use them a little bit. And I'm pretty much indestructible in this bedrock armor. There is a weakness with the bedrock armor, and I found it, and I had to make a second jetpack. But I'm gonna leave that to you guys to figure out. So let's make some of these though. Let's make a bedrock sword. Is that not how you make a sword? Does it have to go into a normal crafting grid? Come on, guys. Seriously? What's up? Bedrock. Bedrock sword. It's serious. Oh, I need a shaft unit. Okay. Fine. Whatever. I'm probably gonna need another shaft then. Okay, shaft unit. I suppose it's not shapeless either. Nope, it is. Okay. Bedrock sword. Plus 12 attack damage, sharpness 5, looting 5. This is plus 9 with the flux, and that's plus 12. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna make one of these picks too, which is probably gonna need more shafts. And what's on this bad boy? Silk Touch 1, sweet. Alright, so I don't need the sticks. Go back in there. And I'll put those away. Alright, so we're going to play with the bedrock pickaxe and the bedrock sword for a little bit. If we get into it, if I get to it, I'll do that. But we got a bunch of changes, so let's see if I can cover it all. So, I mentioned the dynamometer, or aka a dyno, which is a machine that you use to measure the power of rotating motors. Like a car motor, which I'm kind of a car guy, so I should know that. Dynamometer, aka dyno. And then these are the things that we can build for rotarycraft. So there's a shaft, and the shaft is what you use to extend the power, but we've been using the dynos to do that. And then the gearbox you can use to change the ratios. But we've been using, we didn't need to change the ratio for the little water mill, aka hydrokinetic engine. So we're good with that. And then I figured out you can actually enchant the bedrock stuff. It's just you can't enchant it with books that don't affect it. So like unbreaking doesn't do any good on the bedrock armor because it's already unbreaking. But I could put like thorns on this stuff. And I think what did I put on there? I put haste 2 on the boots, and last in on the legs, and aqua affinity and respiration on the helmet. And my AE system is blue. Why is it blue? Because it's actually getting remote power using logistics pipes. And this is how you hook it up. And I've seen a bunch of different videos. Nobody really explained it very well, but this is how it works. So we have a tesseract, and we have an ME interface. And this is a basic logistics pipe directly connected to the tesseract and the interface. And you can only have the basic pipe directly connected to the tesseract. Like I had these other pipes directly connected to the side of the tesseract, and the power didn't transmit. But to get the power to transmit, Tesseract, basic logistics pipe, ME interface. And again, the Tesseract is not, it's not a storage, it's transferred through. So this basic logistics pipe is technically directly connected to the logistics pipe system at the remote base, which we'll look at in a second. And then we have these other two pipes. So this request logistics pipe attached to the ME interface allows AE to see everything that's on my logistics pipe network. And then the provider logistics pipe allows the logistics pipe network to see everything that's stored in AE. The only thing that you can't get this to do is the items that are craftable in AE will not show up on the logistics pipe network, which is why I've been clearing out a lot of the crafting recipes. And when we look at the logistics pipe system, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff that I set up for LP to craft, because then it's visible on both systems. But if AE crafts stuff, it's only visible on the AE system. One of the reasons why I wanted to build a logistics pipe system is we can do remote order. And this is a remote order. You can use diamond gears or diamond chipsets. The chipsets take less diamonds but more power. But we're going to do that. And then over here I got this stuff set up. So this is my little toolbox chest. We got some pipes in here. This is an ender chest, so we can use it anywhere. Am I going to need efficiency on you? Whatever. So this is the same color chest as that. I've moved some stuff over to the LP system, but not quite everything, and I still haven't figured out the machine thing and the lasers and stuff like that. But we're going to go over to Power in the Sky and take a look. And I have to warn you, it's a little bit laggy over here. One thing is, I haven't quite, I've been trying to figure out what the cause of the lag is over here. It's probably all of the farming stuff. I'm not really sure. I took the item collector off and it didn't help. I think it's just all the stuff that's happening over here. And I had sound mufflers, and I had sprinklers. The sprinklers were super laggy, so I took the sprinklers off. So we're not growing any grass, we're just growing crops and stuff. Brought all my magic crops up over here. Brought the tree farm over here. This is really cool. The fertilized dirt, the planter will plant saplings on fertilized dirt, and they'll grow on fertilized dirt, and they grow a whole lot faster. So there's a ton of charcoal being made, and there's some rubber tree saplings being setting up over there too. And then we got all the different floors. So I moved the elevators to kind of the middle. So over here we got cow breeding, and more than 2 cows is even nuttier. But 2 cows, they get bred, the babies come over here, they kind of hang out over here. When they get adults, the grinder kills them. Got my sludge boiler over there. And then the sewage goes into this thing here, this composter, which makes industrial fertilizer. And the industrial fertilizer goes up the stairs to that thing, which is a this thing here, the fertilizer machine. So it'll take industrial fertilizer and then it'll use it on the trees, and they grow super fast. It's insane. The amount of charcoal we have is crazy. So yeah, and then I've moved all the well, I moved most of this stuff over here. So we got this is our rotarycraft stuff. So we got our 2 DC electrics. This Ender IO conduit switch, we'll turn them on. But I couldn't use the conduit switch to change the target mode to make the sludge, so I have a vanilla switch on a block that changes the target mode for that. And then I haven't set up the filling station in any automation or anything, and I haven't set up the grinder either. But this is pretty much set up. There's some underneath here. It says golden transport pipe. So there's facades. This is buildcraft facades, and you can't do them with the geostrata, so that's why it's just stone brick down there. And we can't. We can see through. This is a facade from Ender IO, and you can see through it with the wrench in your hand. So that's set up pretty much the same way it was at my other base. It's just separate. We got some things in here. We got some logistics pipes down there. The heavy bulk of the farm actually just uses the Ender IO stuff. So we got feeding chests. So we got a chest stocked full of different types of wood, and then we got a chest in here that is a buffer chest for the cooking, and I set up 3 of these with optical clock capacitors. With all the sprinklers and everything, it uses all 3, but mostly it just uses 1.5, 2. But we got lots of charcoal, lots and lots of charcoal. And then we can go downstairs, and this is logistics pipes. It's crazy. I have to change this around. I want to do this a little differently. This is machine crafting, and you use a crafting logistics pipe, but each crafting logistics pipe only has 1 recipe in it. So it's a 1-to-1 thing. So each crafting recipe for logistics pipes needs its own crafting pipe, and in this case this is stuff that doesn't use machines, so it's just a crafting table. So there's all of these. There's a ton of this. But the reason why I'm going to use this and stay with it, even though there's a lot of stuff involved in this, it took a lot to make all these, is, again, the AE system can see craftable items in the logistics pipe. So here's like a piston crafting thing. So if I'm on my AE system and I request a piston, it can, even if I don't have a stock of pistons, it knows that LP can craft one, and so it'll do it. I haven't figured out this little color glitch thing here. This, when the vines go across, it turns them all green. Anyway, AE can see the logistics pipes crafting. Logistics pipes can't see the AE crafting. And then over here I have a basic, this is a request logistics pipe, and you use your wrench and you tie it in here and you can see everything. And I can even see stuff like, we have soul sand in the AE system, and it's visible here. And the request pipe, if you tie it to a chest, instead of spitting stuff on the ground, it'll just put the stuff in the chest. But we have this other stuff that we crafted, this remote order. So now we go downstairs, and this is, I played with some stuff. So here's the power. We're running on 3 resonant energy cells. Here's the powers provided with this, and then this is the test rack tied into the AE system. When you tie LP and AE together, you have to only have 2 test racks. Only 2. If you put a 3rd test rack on this network, it will totally freak out. And I did change this. This is the, we're using Geostrata now. This is Geostrata opal blocks, and they're different colored based on where they're placed, I think. It looks kind of cool. And there's still some lag for these to update, and I think the reason why is if we look at the chunk borders, this glass and these pillars actually stand outside the chunk, so I think that's why there's a problem with that. And there's more crafting stuff. What I'm probably going to do is just do glass and move some of this stuff here, and then just have like multiple rows all the way through the floor with glass in between, so you can see of all the crafting stuff. And then I tried to do compression with these damn factorization packagers, and there's some stuff that doesn't work right. Like this is for iron. This is all disconnected. I had this hooked up, and I disconnected it all because it wasn't doing what I thought it would do. So the packager, if you look, has this crafting. So anything that goes, 9 of a thing and it will craft, but it also does this 4 of a thing. So some of these are on auto workbenches because, like, this is iron, so 9 iron bars makes it, or 9 iron ingots makes an iron block. 4 iron ingots makes a calciva core plate. So the thing was making a bunch of stupid plates. And this was a nightmare to set up. And I had sound mufflers. I've taken the sound mufflers off of everything because to try to track down the lag, and it seems to have helped a little bit. But these things, they make that stamping noise and they do all this crazy stuff. But it's easier just to do the same thing I did before, which is LP for compression. So this has recipes to turn everything into compression. And this is actually a pretty nice setup because it uses 2.8 MJs. And again, this is blue because it's getting power from the AE system. It's getting power from LP with a basic logistics pipe tied to an ME interface. But basically the logistics pipe system, when it gets too many, too many nuggets, it'll stick them in here, and then AE will take all that stuff and craft it. And it seems to be, it gets stuck every once in a while. I don't understand why. The ashes are supposed to turn into charcoal and or into coal, and that's supposed to turn into mud, but it gets stuck every once in a while. I haven't quite pinned it down. I thought it was the gold nuggets. So I put the gold nuggets in here. But there's some other reason why it's getting stuck. I don't know. Let's see if I can reset it. Yeah, I don't know. Probably what I'll do is actually put one of those dark pipes and then a timer circuit on here to basically reset this logistics pipe system every once in a while. But this does all my compression. It's a lot easier than that whole wall of stuff. Yeah, and then we got power down here. So I built the biggest railcraft tank. The AE fluid storage is cool, but it's just freaking impressive. It's awesome. It doesn't produce as much biofuel as I thought, and I'll probably put some sort of timer to turn these on and off slowly. So basically shut them off for a little bit, let them fill up, turn them on for a little bit, let them, you know, be more efficient because there's multiple things in there. And then we got one 36 block high pressure boiler tank, 136 HP. And I ran the quarry with this and ran a bunch of stuff, was doing laser assembly table over at the base and running the quarry full out, and this thing it wasn't even phased by it. We'll probably do a quarry plus, in which case I'll probably build another solid fuel because I got tons and tons of charcoal. And then I've been playing with all this geostrat again. So this is engraved migmite, and then upstairs we got round marble, and then we got fitted granite and peridot bricks. So I kind of like that. It's kind of nice up here. It is a little laggy up on the top floors, but as you go down further, it gets a little bit better. And I still have some things to hook up. Like these barrels aren't actually hooked up yet. I've been trying to figure out how I want to do this. Probably what I'm going to do is move this machine crafting downstairs, and then just put more storage along this wall, which is why those are over here. And then change this around and have my inputs and stuff. So this is the main input. This is stuff that goes to the, damn you, why are there vines in there? This is stuff that goes to the, downstairs to make biofuel generators, and then the trash cans just for extra stuff. And these damn barrels, they got stuff on there. I made this as a barrel hammer. Where's the barrel hammer at? It's in this chest. There's a barrel hammer from Java, and if you hold it in your hand, you can see all the upgrades that are on here. These have void upgrades, and I was hoping it would work with logistics pipes. I thought I'd tested it in creative and it worked, but the void deals don't work with logistics pipe either. So you can put a void upgrade on a better barrel, but AE doesn't notice it. So if the barrel fills up, AE just stops pumping stuff into it, and logistics pipes doesn't notice it. So I just gave up, put the vines in deep storage. But we got a lot of stuff with that, and then we're gonna set this thing up here, this remote order stuff. So I got a spot laid out here, and that is an ender chest, so it will still open even though the top is all messed up. And then we're gonna put a supplier pipe on you, and we're gonna put this remote order pipe on. And I haven't actually done this, so I'm not sure how this works. I think I can right click that. Oh yeah, it says connected to pipe. Okay. And then we want to do like a stock of some stuff. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's tell it to keep 10 torches in there. And let's tell it to keep 10 steak in there, because we got these cows now, so we're getting steak and stuff. And I believe that should work. There's 10 torches. And there's 10 steak. Sweet. So this remote order, I believe this will work anywhere. So give me 10 end stone. And that ender chest is tied to this ender pouch. So there's 10 end stone. Sweet. So AE has a remote control too, but it has a range on it. This remote order for logistics pipes can see anything anywhere. We can go anywhere in the world, and we can go cross dimension and everything. So one of the things that I did with this system is I thought, because I've been trying to trace this leg down, so I think it's sound leg and the sound mufflers were making it worse instead of better. I'm not really sure, but that's why I took the sound mufflers out. I think part of it's sound leg and part of it is just the leg of these harvesters are going nuts because everything's on fertilized soil and everything is growing really fast. But one of the things I did was, so I have the chunk loader and I was going to set it just to 1 chunk. But instead I set it to 9 chunks, and I didn't want all the stuff down here doing crazy things with, you know, if these 9 chunks are loaded, I want mobs spawning all sorts of crazy stuff. So I queried out the whole damn thing. All 9 of these chunks are queried out, and then I went ahead and just used the filler to fill everything in. And, yeah. Oh wow, that cuts through everything too. So this is all queried out, all the way down. And there are a couple cool things. So we found this is a spot where the bedrock's not flat, so this will be a good spot for the bedrock breaker. And then there's some of this gas craft stuff. It all says shale gas, but this is black and that's green. And there's another shale gas over here. I found there's a Oblivion hive, which I believe is ender stuff, because that's end stone. And then up here somewhere is an infernal hive, which is another one. There was glowstone around that one. And then the other thing that I found is it connected to an abandoned mine shaft. And I don't know, because this goes into this room and it dead ends. And it dead ends over here. But it did come through down this way and it also dead ends. So I haven't tried connecting into the abandoned mine shaft, but I'm sure we can find where the abandoned mine shaft is somewhere. But yeah, this is all queried out. Lots of crazy stuff. This took a while, but that's fine. And this is where I had the query all maxed out on the query was all maxed out on the test rack, and it didn't even phase power my base. One thing I have to worry about is there are a couple of nodes, Thaumcraft nodes in here somewhere, and there's wisps that spawn. Actually, when I explored that area last episode, we actually had some wisps spawn over there. But this is the base. Looking pretty cool. I kind of like it. I do still have to move a bunch of this stuff around. But for the most part, we got everything on the logistics pipe system and on the AE system. And the other thing I played with, let's take a look because I got these over at the base. So these are Ender.io powered lights, and they actually light up more than, you know, more lighting than a torch or glowstone or anything like that. But you have to provide them power, and you have to provide them a redstone signal, which I have the switch that turns them on. The problem with using this at my base is most of my power pipes are hooked up to machines. And these machines will all freak out when they get a redstone signal. Some of them shut off and some of them don't. And how did I get a grass? Oh, it's got Silk Touch on it. I do not have Silk Touch. And I was using this block. So I got grass up in the sky. And how I did that was with this block mover from Random Things, which is, you know, a couple ender pearls and some obsidian. It's not that hard to make. But the block mover is how I got grass up in the sky, because I haven't had Silk Touch. But now I do. That's awesome. This pickaxe is going to work out pretty well. So now we are remotely next to where our thing is, and I can still see everything on the AE system. We should be able to see this in any dimension. Let's go over to... Let's go to the Nether. Haven't done anything in here either. Yeah, we can see everything. That's awesome. And we can go over to the Mistcraft world that we've been querying. Remote order. Yeah, so I think this remote order is going to work from anywhere in the world. I think we're good. That's awesome. And I haven't done any... I did explore over here a little bit. We got some books and stuff. Or not books, but pages. So I got Twilight Lake. We got lots of mushrooms, which I believe is one of the ones where mobs don't spawn. I didn't get dark stars, normal stars, dark lighting, overcast, eternal weather, and then there's some blocks, obelisks, and birchwood. There wasn't any like biome controllers, so no tiled biome or anything like that. This is all just different types of biomes. Alps, steppe, redwood, cherry. Yeah, so no biome controllers, just biomes. Grass block. I can silk touch grass now, yay! Sweet. But yeah, everything at the sky basis is kind of still a work in progress. I've been trying to track down why this is so laggy. And I might just leave it laggy. One of the things I can do is, when I first set this up, I had my my Mistcraft book come to this floor. But I haven't had any luck making another interlinking book, so we haven't been able to get to set it up to be at like this floor. Which I'm not sure if this floor is going to be the one I want to be at, or maybe the one above. But one of the things I have is I have a whole grid of power cables over here, because I want to put, bring the laser tables over. I just haven't figured out how I want to automate that. Because again, with machine crafting, with logistics pipes, one crafting logistics pipe makes one recipe. They need a crafting card, because like, you know, these things here take cards. So here's the trash bin for stuff if I get too many. So this terminus card says, if there's nowhere else to put this stuff, like if the barrel's full, then throw everything in here. So here's a bunch of seeds that I can't do anything with. They don't make biofuel. But when I was growing the grass, I was getting a ton of these. So there's a chest with some of them, and then the rest of them get basically into the trash can, which is like a void pipe, only it looks cooler than a void pipe. And then this is all the stuff that goes into biofuel, or not biofuel. This is the what is that? That's the unifier for changing all my ores to one type. But we got a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of ores, a whole ton of redstone. I had redstone plants on that magic crops, and I shut those off. I had tin and copper, and those are shut off too. But we got a bunch of Certus quartz and nether quartz, and there's aluminum. I used a whole lot of diamonds. We got some, there's more blaze rods. They're in the AE system since this isn't tied up yet. We got a bunch of glowstone. We got this nature essence, which you can use to make like colored dyes and stuff too. And then I tried to get everything over here that I needed. So there's sugar cane and canola for the rotarycraft stuff, which is right upstairs. And this is set up, I haven't actually tested it, but I believe it'll make sludge by putting it into the machines up there. But I haven't turned them on and left them running. And also supposedly with the rotarycraft, you can, you know, surround them in wool. You don't need the sound mufflers. If you surround them in wool, they should not make as much noise. We'll try to find out. So one of the things that I wanted to do, now that we have super overpowered stuff, actually let's throw this stuff. Let's keep that pick on us. I think we're going to have to go over to the main base. Let's get back to the main base. We have ender pearls and eyes of ender. So I think we're going to try and find the stronghold. So let me get some eyes. I'll take a little nap when the sun goes down, and I'll go ahead and just shoot them off everywhere, and then we'll catch up with you guys when we get to where the stronghold is. So here we are. We're about 650 blocks from home, and this is where my ender pearls landed. So the stronghold's somewhere down here. It's down here somewhere. But we filled up an episode. So next episode, we'll take our overpowered bedrock armor, and we will explore the stronghold and find the end portal. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody who likes and subscribes. Leave a like if you want to see more Feed the Beast Monster and more crazy stuff and more AE and LP and all that other fun stuff. And we'll catch you guys later.